Oh, do you know, I guess when the concept of the Inspirational album came up, I jumped at the chance. I thought it was, you know, a really cool thing, I suppose, because, you know, going back over these 10 years, we've been recording albums and singing. You often get it that people will come to you and saying that certain songs have inspired them, and you know, I think that's, for me, that's what music is all about. You know, it does inspire you, whether it's a sad song, you know, inspires you, or it lifts you, or it gives you hope, or do you know what I mean? And I think that's what songs do. And I think when we chose the songs for this album, that's really what we're trying to get across. Songs that can give you hope in some way, you know. And to me, an inspirational album isn't, you know, I know some people have a misconception that it's a religious album or an album about faith, but I mean, it doesn't have to be that. I mean, we all kind of different faiths and different religions, but a song can inspire you in different ways, and I think that's definitely what these songs are doing within the album. I mean, the song Unanswered Prayers that I'm singing, I'm lucky enough to cover myself, it's a song that I always loved, and there's a story behind it. And you know, the story of a man who, I suppose, he's going to his local high school football game as an older man now, having been married, and sees his old high school sweetheart that he remembers, you know, being with 20 plus years ago, and it's that idea, you know, he realizes now that he's got his wife and probably a family behind him, and he realized that back then he was praying that this girl would be the one for him, and the one that he could have for the rest of his life. Didn't work out that way, and he's ended up, his path has gone completely different, and he's going, you know, well, thank God for unanswered prayer. Sometimes what you think is what you really want in life, you can go on a completely different tangent, and you realise, no, that wasn't what was meant to be, this is what's meant to be. And I think that's you know, it doesn't even have to be about love, it can be just about decisions you make in life, and the path that your life is going on, and can take a completely different life, completely different course, and you look back and go, thank God I did that. Someone was putting me in the right direction when I thought this was the way to go, you know. So I think that's basically, again, with these songs, I know people will get inspiration from these songs, and it's very much what Celtic Thunder, I think, has always been about, is that we've chosen songs that we hope people can cling on to and find emotion in. As I say, whether the emotion is sadness, or the emotion is happiness, or just hope. And I think that's what this culmination of all these songs can give people, you know.
Just the other night, at a hometown football game, my wife and I ran into my old high school flame. And as I introduced them, the past came back to me, and I couldn't help but think of the way things used to be. She was the one that I wanted for all times. Each night I'd spend praying that God would make her mine. And if he'd only grant me this wish I wished back then, I'd never ask for anything again. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs. Just because he doesn't answer doesn't mean he don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. Wasn't quite the angel that I remembered in my dreams, and I could tell that time had changed me in her eyes too, it seemed. Tried to talk about the old days, there wasn't much we could recall. I guess the Lord knows what He's doing after all. And as she walked away, and I looked at my wife, then and there I thanked the good Lord for the gifts in my life. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs. Just because he may not answer doesn't mean he don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered. Some of God's greatest gifts are all too often unanswered. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers.